All right, in this demonstration, I'm gonna show you how to use Blender, or rather bring in a 360 VR video into Blender. So this is how you go about doing it. Now I have a short clip which I already downloaded from the internet, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is a 720p video, and it is encoded in MPEG-4. It's MPEG-4 video format. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to bring this actual video within Blender itself. I'm going to stop this video. Okay, so first you need to go to the world settings in Blender right over here. Just click on it. Right, once you clicked on it, you click onto the texture. So this is where you're going to bring in the video to be acting as a environmental texture. So click on new and go ahead under the image section here, go and open and locate the video. And go ahead and click open. Now once you open the video, you notice that you can't really see the video yet. You'll have to enable certain settings. Now, because this is a 360 video and it is shot with two fisheye lens and joined together, we have to tell Blender what kind of projection is being used. So if you scroll down under the texture section, you will see this mapping, and you can go ahead and enable equal rectangular. All right, so once you've done that, we need to also tell Blender that we want this video to be used as a texture around 360 view within the Blender environment. So we have to uncheck blend and enable horizon in the influence. Then go back to the world tab and enable real sky. Okay, right now you notice that it's black because the beginning of the footage of this clip is actually black. So I'm going to go back to the texture, and we're going to scroll down here and then change the settings here. We're going to click on match movie length, okay, because the movie is 4117 frames in length. I'm going to turn on auto refresh as well, and I'm going to increase the number of frames within my timeline to 4117 because that's how long the clip is. Moving the cursor down to the timeline, I'm going to press home, so it shows the entire length of the clip. So now I'm going to scrub the timeline deep into the video, and then I'm going to click on my world to see, and now you notice that the video is actually showing. Now, how come I'm not seeing the video within the frame? The thing is, you have to actually render it in order to see it. So you can click on this button here and turn on rendered view so that you can see the actual 360-degree video. So depending on how fast your computer is, every time the view is changed, the frame is actually rendered. Okay, so you can see now we have brought the video into the 360 video into Blender itself. And if I scrub the timeline, okay, you notice that it will change as well. Okay, if I go to the camera view, if I press 0 to go to camera view, you notice that the field of view is very, very low. So if you want to change the field of view, you first have to select the camera. Okay, you notice that I can't select the camera by right mouse clicking on this frame here. So I have to go back to shaded mode, right mouse click to select, then go to the camera settings in the preferences here, and you can change the field of view. Okay, I'm going to bring it down to a very wide field of view, like maybe 11 millimeters, then change it back to render again. And if you want to maintain within the camera view, you can press N and turn on lock camera to view, right? So that you can actually change the view to match your 3D object. Okay. However, if you have a certain axis that you want to stay fixed, right? For example, you want, I'm going to bring in a vehicle. I'm going to delete away this cube. I'm going to bring in a model which I recently did. I'm going to append my spaceship model. Okay, I don't have my objects temporarily here, so I think I'm gonna bring something else instead. Let's see, where is it? Yep. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in the spaceship here, object, and there it is. Okay, so I got my craft already, and it is oriented in this way. So if I go to rendered view, you notice that right now the craft is not oriented the same way as I want the video to be. So you can actually offset the video or the texture by going back to the world and then click the texture again. And if you scroll down, there is this offset under the equilateral coordinates in the mapping section. Okay, you can enter a value of, if you enter a value of 2, okay, nothing will happen because 1 and 2 is actually the same. So if you want it to rotate about 90 degrees, you have to enter by 0.5. Okay, 0.5, it will rotate along the x-axis, or rather I would say rotate along the x-axis of the view of the projection. Okay, so now I can see that the view has changed 90 degrees. But right now I'm looking at the back of the vehicle, so I'm going to change it to 1 instead. And I'm back to the same setting again. I'm going to change it to 1.5. And now the orientation of the video is pointing forward. Now, if I want to see this viewport a little bit bigger, I'm going to unlock my camera, zoom in a little bit closer by rolling up the mouse wheel, and then locking the camera to view. So now, if you change your view, middle mouse click to change your view, you can see now I can have in this case, I created this little spaceship here for another project. Okay, I have to go back to wireframe mode so that I can select and maybe scale this down. And then press Shift Z to go back to the rendered view again. And this is how you get your 360 video into the environment. Now, what does it look like if you render it? Now, if I'm going to render it, I'm going to press F12 to render this. This is what it looks like. Okay, so you can even use the video as a lighting source. So if you go to the world, scroll down to environmental lighting, and now you are actually using the environment to light up your vehicle. Okay, so that is how you bring in the 360 video, or even a 360 degrees VR still frame image texture into Blender. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna end the stream right now.